Okay, so one has to really appreciate the effort that Sony is making in doing a kind of masterclass to other companies on how not to manage your company. And this is exactly what we are seeing with the marathon situation, which is just literally incredible. So the game, as you guys know, is losing people on a daily basis, and now they have announced that they are attempting to broaden the player base with new offerings. That's right, such as a PVE only mode. Now, the problem we all know with this is that people have moved on already, and the same as Zach says here, this is a very funny tweet by the way. It's nice they're trying new things, but unfortunately, the game must die. So my internet meme is accurate. Of course, he shows this, which is just ridiculous, but honestly, I mean, we're not far off. And we're not far off because we are seeing that many people out there do not really want to play this game anymore. PvE only, you mean like the game modes in Destiny 2, the other game Bungie had and moved their resources away from, the game with a content drought, making Marathon was a mistake. They should have made Destiny 3 on a new engine with more efficient code. That's exactly what everyone has literally said. People have said multiple times, and now the prophecy is fulfilling itself. I think in this tweet here, actually, it was quite funny because some people replied there and said, basically, yes, the prophecy is kind of fulfilling itself. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, yeah, Concordia, the continent of the madness of the games as a service is literally coming to an end. And yeah, this is one more example that yes, it is written, it's gonna happen. We all know it's gonna happen. You know, you can delay the inevitable as much as you want, right? But we all know what's gonna happen here. The game will eventually go free to play. And then after it goes free to play, it will potentially die because it cannot sustain itself due to the lack of gamers. Now in Season 2, it's on the horizon, and they'll be sowing the seeds for a lot of future plans. They have Season 3 planned, Season 4 planned, Season 5 planned. Now remember guys, this is a very simple playbook. In order to basically trick the investors and make them believe that this game is still alive, what you do is you try to bullshit your way through it, gaslight everyone saying that no, we are going to produce more content, we are going to make more content for the people, so there's more audience. But where the hell is the audience? Like, the peak player concurrent count is already under 20,000 players for the last couple of days. If you go to SteamDB, actually, if you guys want to double check it with me together, by the way, Subnautica is doing really well, by the way, and also Forza Horizon 6, quite good launches. But anyway, Marathon, as you can see here. So if you go to this, and we are seeing something quite shocking, which is the concurrent player count. The maximum player count concurrent wise is now under 20,000 players since the beginning of May, right? The last time it was effectively 20,000 was 26th of April. Since that time, basically, we are seeing that now the game is barely reaching up to 17,000, even less than that, and over the last days it reaches just about 15,000 peak players. Now that's a major problem. With Season 2, many people are already saying that Season 2 is literally going to be the make or break of the game. That's it. This is going to be the moment of truth. So Season 2 for Marathon was announced yesterday, and they continue to lose players. June the 2nd, when the update is released, will be do or die for the game. And of course, why is that? Very simple. For most of the game's concurrent uptime, it sits at less than 10,000k players, and the 24 peak is approaching that important fail milestone. The sales and revenue generated by the microtransactions aren't enough with these amount of players to keep the servers running and of course pay the wages of the developers. And if the June 2nd Season 2 start doesn't bring back a huge, massive chunk of players and attract new ones, the game is toast, right? There's no way the companies like Bungie has this kind of cash flow to keep pumping in content for this amount of people. It just financially doesn't make any sense. Sony right now, what they're doing is they're trying to try everything possible to justify to its stakeholders and investors that buying Bungie was not a bad decision. Like, they are just right now hanging on the thread, and they will do everything possible in their power to justify that, well, guys, guess what? We bought Bungie, but now we're making profit after how many years? I don't know, but see, there's some profit here in the horizon, so they have to do this. Now, we all know where this is going to end, because you don't have to be a genius. People have moved on. That's it. People have moved on. PlayStation has reported a $765 million impairment loss due to the underperformance of Bungie. This is since they bought Bungie and after the release of Marathon, so all together across multiple years, which is really bad, because if you're bleeding money on a yearly basis, right? The question is, when are you actually going to make money? That's the big question. Because like even now, Destiny has more concurrent players than Marathon. And now Marathon wants to become Destiny 3.0 or Destiny 2.5, right? Basically. So yeah, what excuses are the Marathon bots going to come up after with this time? Your game is flopping so much that they are pretty much compromising the original artistic vision just to get people to play it. And anytime you have to do that, you are admitting that you've created a failure. That's exactly the problem. Another one here. I mean, look at this one, right? Marathon development team has made it clear that the streamers are supposed to be the big winners in the Season 2 update. Looking at the numbers, you have to wonder if any of the interns bothered to tell the reality. Marathon struggles to break 290 streamers and 4,700 viewers in a typical week. For context, Arc Raiders quietly pulls around 2,500 streamers and nearly 48,000 viewers in the same span. In an attention economy, chasing clout is understandable until your game itself has trouble holding the attention of a pitbull on bath salts, much less Zoomers. And that's the problem. So to put things into perspective right now, Bungie has and Sony, they have one option. The option is the following. They can, or actually they have two options actually. The first one is try to continue to throw money at this project, which is basically a failed project. They can do that, obviously, right? So they can do that. Or they could just pack it up, stop it, and just move on. If Sony would be smart enough, they would just pack it up and just move on. The problem is here is that if they do that, they're going to get a lot of heat from their investors, right? Which is the problem, because if they pack it up and shut it down, just imagine the next investor call is going to be crazy. You're going to have all these investors saying, wait a second, so you knew the game was going to potentially fail. You knew it wasn't great. Why did you continue investing in it? Why did you spend money on it? Why did you do all these things? So right now it's really terrifying for them because Sony does not know how to basically kill this project without actually getting quite a big backlash from the investors. And at the same time, they want to kill it. They want to finish this project because they're seeing the profit is just not there. But there's no easy way around it. That's the problem. Because now they committed for this game and they invested a lot of money. And now they have to prove that they're not idiots, right? Which is a big issue. So nonetheless, guys, I believe this is a big issue. This is a massive issue. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy, man. We don't talk about this enough, but Marathon's ass game is a 0 out of 10. What the hell is this? Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, look at this. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, that's not even the problem here. That's not even the problem because it's first person, so it doesn't really matter. The major issue here, guys, is that the Marathon is absolutely cooked. It is completely toast. And the sooner Sony realizes that long term, you better cut your losses right now because otherwise you're going to be bleeding millions for many months trying to keep this game on live support when nobody's going to play it. If with a PVE mode they would get back to, let's say, 30,000 concurrent players, 30,000 to 40,000, maybe they have a chance. Maybe. But if when they introduce the PVE mode, if the concurrent players does not recover to at least 30 to 40,000, the game is just absolutely, completely cooked. And that's it guys for today's video. As always, I shall see you later in the next ones. Bye.